According to speculations, Yandy Smith, who was the queen of poise in front of the camera, may have been covertly planning an attack on her own husband, MD Worse. The reports say this is a betrayal much greater than anyone could have imagined. A tense family dispute that shook the Smith-Harris family's inner circle has already left them in complete chaos, and the revelation of Yandy's alleged cover plot could throw them out even further. Tensions are rising, alliances are changing, and there is a miscommunication. The potential to disclose the whole family dynamic, the reasons why Yandy might stop assisting me, and the extent of this conspiracy as we uncover the fascinating facets of this unfolding play. Keep an eye on this area because everything seemed to start so easily. Harris and Yandy Smith, who were once the epitome of perfection, were the ultimate power couple, adorable, inseparable, and seemingly flawless. Their supporters were there to help them through the highs and lows of life together, from DC's incarceration to their treasured family activities. But more recently, tensions started to manifest themselves. The couple's close friends and family claimed that N and DC had been distant for weeks due to personal and professional problems, which has left Yandy feeling ignored and unworthy. At this supper, Yandy reportedly lost her temper and stated, "You're too busy for us." Among their closest friends and relatives, the surface and rumors of discontent began to spread. A dinner that at the time looked innocent would end up being the catalyst for a disastrous separation. Many C's retorted, "You think I don't give a damn about you?" C's is known for his usually calm appearance. "I'm trying my hardest to support this family. I am not able to be everything to everyone at once. You've been treating me like I'm invisible even though we're supposed to work as a team, and I'm tired of being your second-class citizen." Yandy reportedly screamed, her voice shaking with rage. No one in the room knew whether to intervene and support the couple, so they just watched the rage-filled argument. The admirers outside were shocked that this wasn't Yandy and DC's, and they smoothed things out after exchanging worried glances. They knew that it appeared to be a marital dispute, but this time it was more than a dispute over housework or a communication breakdown. According to multiple accounts, the argument sparked a long simmering feeling of betrayal that had been going on for months. MC's increasing relationships with friends, business associates, and even some of his former colleagues are said to have led Yandy, who was dealing with her own personal issues, to begin questioning MC's dedication to her and their whole family. Yandy expressed her displeasure with the news of new partnerships and projects because she believed Mendeecees was spending time with people who might not be the greatest for families. During the evening, as the conversation heated up, men allegedly lost their patience, raising their voices and running away with their hands in the air. The charges and the strain of the situation were said to be the cause of this. The claims state that Yandy found conversations, decisions, and transactions that made her wonder if her husband had been hiding information from her. Yandy is said to have said, "I thought we were in this together, many C's," as tears started to well up in her eyes as she followed up with further questions. "Do you want to talk about loyalty?" It seems like he yelled at Yandy. "How about you? I don't understand your current behavior. Is that right? Perhaps it's not only me who has been keeping things under wraps." The room was shaky as the news was revealed. The damage was already done, but it was not expected that male DCS would accuse Yandy of being dishonest. What came next was going to drastically change the partnership's formerly strong foundation. Supposedly, MDC's and Yandy distanced themselves from following the tumultuous dinner. Yandy became particularly withdrawn, and all of them withdrew into their own worlds. Despite being seen having private conversations with close friends and family, she kept silent and gave evasive answers when asked about her marriage. Alternatively, DC was seen spending more time with his business associates and appearing in public more alone. Previously loyal followers and friends who had thought of them as one group were now wondering if this was all there was to it. A family's demise, but nobody saw that the drama was just getting started. As the days passed and neither Yandy nor Meads was willing to confront the issue, their silence grew. The atmosphere behind closed doors was everything but peaceful, despite the fact that they seemed to be losing their one solid bond. Late one evening, After the kids had gone to bed, Yudi began to learn some unsettling information that she believed Mies had been keeping from her. In an attempt to confront her husband, she allegedly had been investigating Mendeecees' personal belongings, including his phone, work correspondence, and financial data. She found out, and Yandy was quite angry. A conversation between Mendeecees and an unnamed business partner that hinted at a significant financial transaction that would change the trajectory of their family's life caught her attention in particular. As she listened further, however, she discovered that Mendeecees had been considering. People have claimed that Yandy told herself, "Mendeecees, I've always been by your side, but you've been making these decisions without even informing me of them." Not just the money exchanges infuriated Yandy. It was the fact that Mendeecees had concealed these things from her, even though they were aware of how important they were to their future together. They needed their faith, and Yandy sensed it in every fiber of her existence. Yandy had started crying as she talked. Despite Mendeecees' obviously distressed voice as he discussed the next steps of an uncertain plan, the true surprise was a string of phone conversations with one of his old acquaintances, whose name had been linked to allegations of dubious prior activities. Yandy assumed she was at the center of a much larger plot after finding several social media messages on Mendeecees' phone that, despite the heated exchange, appeared to be a conversation with another lady. Yandy knew what the texts were really about, even though they seemed harmless. She had been unaware for months of the playful and flirtatious nature of their connection. But she became angry when she heard M's remarks and confronted him. DC tried to defend herself when caught off guard and sought answers for the questionable business practices and suggestive texts. Despite the fact that it's nothing like you may think, he had clearly persisted, and I don't trust him. You were forced to offer justifications after neglecting this for months. You're trying to win me back with this. MC's expression as he fired back was one of confusion and anger. You think that I'm trying to hurt you, Yandy. You can't see the big picture right now, so you're not sure what I'm trying to do, but the damage was already done. The growing accusations made Yandy question whether he was truly trying to harm her or if he was putting his life in danger behind her back. She was feeling quite emotional and was wondering how things had come to this point so that she could build their future. Meanwhile, the growing tension between the pair was seen by M's family, friends, and even some fans. During a family get-together, relatives allegedly made fruitless attempts to intervene and encouraged the couple to work out their differences. Although it was obvious that the relationship's issues were too significant to ignore, this story had more to it than that. Secrets and gossip suggested that Yandy was not the only one harboring a long-standing resentment. According to one unidentified insider, NDC had been questioning Yandy's loyalty and had made his own suspicions. Was Yandy quietly developing her own plan? If she was planning anything, what was it? Over the next few days, tensions grew, and it became evident that the couple's marriage was in danger of failing, which alarmed their friends. Supporters wondered if Yandy and Mendeecees' popularity was over or if they could keep their romance going at all. However, as the lies began to come to light, everyone couldn't stop wondering, what did Yandy and I do, and how far had we gone to safeguard our own interests? Despite the fact that neither of them is telling the other anything, we are unaware of what occurs behind closed doors. Their current seeming existence in different universes, which represents their family's future, is depressing. The days went by, and Yandy and I found ourselves caught up in a maelstrom of unresolved feelings, accusations, and lies. With the walls that had previously kept them apart crumbling and new information seemingly emerging daily, they were both beginning to doubt the foundations of their marriage. After Yandy's family decided to step in, the situation worsened. They had been watching in quiet. You need to talk to him, Yandy, as Yandy's sister, who had known me for years, reportedly said in a distressed tone. It's intolerable the way things are between you two. What is actually taking place? She began to cry and stated, I don't even know where to start anymore. Her voice barely audible above a whisper, demonstrating her obvious fear. He has refused to provide me any information. He's not reliable, and I don't know what to do. Yandy remained doubtful and struggled to forgive M for the betrayal she had experienced, despite her family's sincere efforts to comfort her. Even though she genuinely loved him, she felt conflicted, and the relationship had serious issues. Being caught up in the commotion himself, DC's began seeking solace from his work colleagues and personal pals. He shared this information with a long-standing friend who was said to have had a significant role in his life. People close to Means said he was upset over Yandy. While crying, Means reportedly told his girlfriend, "I don't know what happened even though I've always supported her. It seems like she's abandoning me without cause," in reference to the accusations and his growing concern that she was becoming increasingly distant and irritated. Means had no idea that Yandy was going to make a final announcement that would alter everything. During an investigation into some old files, Yandy allegedly found some private correspondences between MCs and one of his former business acquaintances. The plot was subtle, almost undetectable, and it affirmed Yandy's worst suspicions. Proposed in the letter was a covert strategy to transfer their money and assets into new businesses without informing Yandy previously. The plan attempted to control their financial destinies while completely ignoring Yandy, leaving her feeling completely deceived. The idea that male venture capitalists had been acting without consulting her and making decisions that directly affected their family's future was more significant than the company's mystery. Conversations one last time, she confronted him, asking why he hadn't told her about this man's BCs and demanding an answer. The statement, "This is our future, not just yours," was reportedly made by her in a horrified voice. "What are you hiding from me, man?" DCS is making a surprise launch. She made an effort to explain that it wasn't like that, Yandy, that I wanted to handle everything myself, that I was attempting to keep you safe, and that I didn't want you to worry about the stress of these choices. As the drama unfolded, fans and family members wanted to know what would happen next. Some believed Yandy and MC might reconcile and mend their relationship, while others were worried that words alone would not be enough to mend the deep scars that had developed between them. "This is supposed to be something we work on together. You know, I've been observing my own ideas." Consequently, they were unable to reach a consensus, and the conversation ceased. This betrayal looked odd, despite the marriage's record for enduring adversity. Close friends and relatives of the couple said it was more than a straightforward misunderstanding, a serious breach of trust that would take more than just words to repair. It seems that many say was focusing on his business endeavors and personal growth, while Yandy and Means were taking some time apart to reflect on their relationship following the trouble. The fact that they were now isolated from their friends and family was even worse. Some backed Men VC because they believed Yandy was unfairly mistreated and misunderstood, while others stood by him when he needed assistance. All members of the once uniform family were caught in the crossfire of this incredible fight. Yandy, in particular, was heavily depending on her family and close friends for support, but the issue remained. Could they regain their trust, or was their marriage really beyond saving? One thing was clear: trust had been betrayed, yet there was no question about their bond. As many admirers eagerly awaited news updates, one concern filled their minds. Did Yandy and MC have a chance, or was their dream truly coming to an end? The Smith-Harris family had been a strong and cohesive one, but now it was a shattered shell. It would take time to mend the emotional wounds from this encounter, if there was any chance at all. Around Yandy and Mendeecees, there is still a lot of chaos, and the mystery gets more complicated every day. Was she exaggerating a series of misunderstandings, or did her concerns about MDCS stem from something else? Would the couple be able to mend their tense relationship, or was the betrayal too much to bear? Fan opinions on the effects of this intense family drama are divided, and the problems are still present. To ensure that you don't miss any updates on this incredible family drama, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and use notifications. It is certain that the Smith-Harris family will never be the same again. What do you think? Will Yandy and Mendeecees' marriage fail, or can they overcome this betrayal? Tell us using the comment section below.